Hello, everyone. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. Uh, the gist of what's going to happen right now is I'm going to chronologically record and post my process of writing a novel. Um, Obviously, it's something I'm very much interested in, and I feel like being able to watch the process from start to finish is a very, very insightful thing and not a resource a lot of people have at their disposal. So I thought I'd try out something interesting and, post my progress online. I'm not quite sure exactly how long I'm going to run through the series or even keep up with it, but, you know, it'd be interesting to at least test the waters. So, to explain how this is going to go a little bit, I am first going to start with jotting down a few concepts I'd like to tackle in the actual novel. I do have a few off the top of my head that I do want to play around with. And then we'll move into the writing process, of course. So to start, let's see. The outline is something along the lines of like we have a young man. What's the word for it? I want to say synchronizes is with a divinity. So that's the basis I was on with. I think, and this is just from this is something I want to contrast because I think it'd be very interesting narrative wise. Very, I'd be a bit simplistic. Um, Advanced technology. Let's label that as human advancement. Let's make it. I don't want to make it too sci-fi ish, but I probably will fall back on it. I mean, we like advanced technological societies. Let's see. What do we want to add on that after, or what do we want to add on to that afterwards? I think, let's see. The end is trying to stop other divinities from invading into this reality. Very simplistic. I won't. I will say. Well, then again, no. I think that's something I want to comment on. I don't think having a plotline or a basis, as simplistic as this is a bad thing. Because at the end of the day, what really matters is how you articulate that certain concept. Heck, you can have a slice of life that's about a dude's love for pizza, but if you write it a certain way, that would be actually like a literary masterpiece. A story's only going to be as good as the input that you apply to it. It's very much like a muscle. The more that you write, the better you're gonna get at it. The better you're gonna get at it, the more you can, play around with it. It's a learning thing. Um, and then the end, spoiler alert, a noble sacrifice. So we have the basis for a novel. It's not a lot to work off of, but obviously, the writing process is one that does very much grow over time. So it's of no worry that it's so bare bones right now. I don't know if I want to do character sheets for some. Maybe the MC. I want to make a separate tab for him. Let's see. Normally attuned. Actually, this is normal lad. Um, Not unfamiliar. I know normal lad, not completely unfamiliar. Well, no, actually, no. I think giving the MC a bit of a A bit of a lack of information about like the greater standing world is fine. I think he falls on the line of like uh divinity worshippers. Raised divine worshipper. Um, I don't want to say worshiper. I think worshipper is a pretty strong word. Let's say supporter. Um, orphan? Question mark. I think him not having his parents and kind of roping into his backstory would be very interesting. I don't know. Maybe they abandoned him or something. uh, uh, I, maybe. Found found family. I always love this trope. It's very nice just seeing people come together and form their own dysfunctional ragtag group of familia. Mm. Um, home to explore greater horizons. Um, is there anything else that we need to kind of plat down? What's the main point of conflict that we can have for the character? What's something that we can set up to kind of, set as or work as the basis for what he's trying to stand for. What exactly is he working for in the world? I think something as simple as living a mundane life is. I don't think it's a widely applicable. I don't think it's a horrible goal. I mean, at the end of the day, having a normal life is, can be a blessing. Being, what's it called? Not mundane. Oh my God, I can't remember the word. Average. Being average isn't such a bad thing. Sorry. Oh my goodness. I don't know why I brain farted so hard on that. Being average isn't always a bad thing. I mean, you get to live a pretty peaceful life. You don't have to worry about some of the bull that might go on for someone of, you know, either extremes of that class. It's just the middle ground. Balance. Maybe not most people's ideal outcomes, but yeah, could be something. Obviously, I don't think it would be as satisfactory for the hero just to, go on an epic, just to, live out his days as a average everyday Joe Schmo. But then again, it also could be very charming. It's very different. I don't think a lot of MCs, just simply desire to live a normal life. But then, due to their circumstances, are kind of forced to get thrown into the swing of things. Okay. I think this is probably enough to work with. If I do feel like I need to add anything else, then I can come back. Obviously, he's having a reference sheet is not really a one and done thing. It's just kind of like, oh, let's do it. 'Cause let's do the start. Let's try to envision a world that we're living in. So we have a world where technology has grown supreme after the fall of the divinities or after the decline of the divinities. Of course, we still do have worshippers of said orthodox practices and otherwise, but overall, technology has taken quite a header. Um, Now the question is, do we want to add magic into the loop in terms of the technological advancement? I know I'm bringing this up out of completely nowhere, but Shadow Slave, its whole integration of spell tech, I find very fascinating. Be able to It's essentially just magic technology, which is pretty cool. Some people have mentioned or have referenced magic as being just another science. It is another observable phenomena in the world in which we can, use to do great things, which actually I think I'm very, very supportive of that thought process and ideology. I think it's very, very constructive. And I really do like it. So let's go magic machinery. Right. Um, well, I said we weren't going to use, I think we had enough for the reference sheet. Looks like we're still adding on. Magic machinery. I think we already covered the single life. Okay. Now that we have our, oh, ew, I don't like that. Let's make these capital. It looks professional. Okay, so they have the reference stock all made up. Um, let's go to our actual writing picture. Let's see, how do I want to start this? So we have a very, very technologically advanced society, one that integrated magic into their base systems. Obviously, that can be assumed after the fall of the great divinities. Um, what would it look like? I'm assuming things would be like obviously if we're taking a reference our own continental spread, we have quite the expansive um quite the expansive world that we live in. There's a lot of different nations, sectors of the world. I'm sorry. I swear people are like probably croaking in their graves the way that I'm describing geographical location. But, I mean, it's like very spread out. So I think targeting down on one or two particular places maybe at least to start. Oh no, it's one particular place in the start, and then like another place we can travel over to. It'd be interesting. I know a lot of dystopians, or I say a lot of dystopians. Realistically, the one that I had in mind was Limbus Company or the Project Moon universe as a whole, with the whole city being, this magic, the massive metroplex of different wings and oh, all that goodness. You got, if you know, you know. I do like that idea. However, moving between city and city, I don't know. I suppose that could be enough. I think Project Moon does it very well about differentiating the cities and what they do exactly. Like it's been categorized pretty well. Um, so that's cool and all. I think I have the basis of how I want to start the first few chapters. However, I don't quite know how to start. And I feel like this is the killer for any writer and actually starting their story. I know there are a lot of other challenges that come with having like a long running story. And I very much respect authors who do have these like absolutely massive novels, web novels. It's very impressive that they're able to keep up such momentum in the story, especially like some like I know I've mentioned him already, Guilty 3 with Shadow Slave. I find it absolutely fascinating. He's almost 3,000 chapters deep, and he's still able to write, you know, on the same book. I mean, obviously, he's going till the narrative ends. He's until he finally realizes the meaning of Shadow Slave or what the purpose of it all was. Um, and the end of Sunny's journey. But god damn, dude, you have to expect someone to get tired like after that long. I don't even think I could keep up with the creative ideas or keep up the narrative, especially in such a slow burn scenario. That's why I very much respect a lot of the web novel authors in the field that have done that. Like I know Cuttlefish as well, like writing Lord of the Mystery, split up between the two books, has over I think 2,500 chapters, if I'm not mistaken. Um, ORV is actually a lot shorter than I thought, only around 550 chapters for the entire story. I haven't personally read it just yet. Uh, but I do want to get to it. I have a lot of like the big names on my reading list that I do will eventually get through, at least in terms of web novels. I just have been a little bit slow on the uptake of that. So, anyway, sorry, I am kind of rambling onwards. We probably should get to writing the story. So let's see. Do you wanna set up like the cityscapes or whatnot? Do you want to set up the whole divinity possession? I think, yeah. Now thinking about it, I think I do like the idea of starting with like the what the hell is going on, and then into oh everything's normal again. Then again, I can also see the inverse of that being very, very, attractive to the eye. I don't know, some of these web novels just kind of throw you right into the verse. I mean, Shadows, I know I keep on mentioning them, and I'm very much drawing from them because they're uh, the best marker to get an impression of, how some of these stories are read. Obviously, my overarching goal is to be able to learn how exactly these authors articulate themselves and what exactly the thought process behind is. Like I know the throwing your MC into conflict immediately is very common. I think a lot of web novel writers do end up doing that. I don't think a lot take the time to do a slow burn. I do kind of like the idea of starting as a psychological thriller. Actually, yeah, okay, I'll do that. Let's see. I do have a separate notebook that I do jot down things from time to time and I do have a pretty decent outline. I don't know if it's 100% applicable to the story that I'm trying to write, but I think as a first draft it would be pretty good. So it goes as follows. Sorry if I sound a bit choppy when reading this. Visage, let's see, the visage in front of me was unlike any I've seen before. Oh, sorry, seen in my lifetime. I'd say lifetime. I was gonna think fleeting years. But then again, that would also imply the MC's like really fucking old. Oh, sorry, excuse me. I'm gonna have to bleep that out. I'm sorry. I'm very, very a passionate speaker whenever I get on a roll. So I do apologize if I do start just throwing out cuss words. Obviously, this will probably be bleeped out in post. But it's still a bad habit that I have. Let's see. Let's see. I was in a place undiscernible, a, discernible. I think I messed up writing that. I think what I was trying to say was I was in a place undiscernible, yeah, undiscernible and a time equally as such. I feel like I confused myself with the writing. Let's see. The let's say landscape in front of me was see nothingness personified. It's fully realized. Does it have that weird? No, I'm just gonna all that I could view um miles ahead was consumed by a chilling. Do you want to say chilling darkness? I think the fear. I want to play on the fear of the unknown factor a lot more than just psychological. Oh, big, dark, and scary. By let's say the all-consuming, consuming darkness. No. Do I want to say all-consuming? Nah. Yeah, let's do all-consuming. Why not? I know another NC that probably looks very, very similar with black. raven hair that uses shadows or uses darkness as their ability. Why? Where have I seen this one before? No, I'm kidding. I do want to flesh out the whole divinity system a little bit differently than just like a shadow copy. I know obviously there's nothing wrong with using the whole shadow aspect or as the whole concept of like darkness and shadows as an ability. It's pretty fucking metal. I did it again. My apologies. But it's just no, I do it whatever. We don't care. We both. Oh, sorry, I'm sorry. Um, consuming darkness. Oh wait, that's an oxymoronic statement. Okay, never mind. We're gonna have to change this by. Don't I say pungent darkness? Can you describe staunch, laced, consuming, consumed by was I want to no, I want the space to be like alive. I want to feel like there's something breathing in the shadows, something like that. So let's see. Ahead was being consumed by endless darkness. There we go. Now that sets up a picture in your head. I know I don't have double space. Actually, let's do it. It's gonna really, really irk me. Line spacing double. I know it's more for an essay format. Let's see. Let's see, consuming uh what's the one word that is like that describes like it's not voraciously. Is it ravenously? I could feel it ravishing, ravishing my ability to understand where and where I am and why I'm present here. I do want to continue that because it doesn't feel like there's a lot much. It feels like I'm just describing. I think there's well, oh, one sec. I'm sorry. Don't worry. We'll fix this all like post. I think that's what you said. Um. Oh no, never. Oh no, don't do that. I wanna. No, never mind. I changed the word. I like gnawing better. Gnawing just seems very fitting for this particular scenario. As if I spelled it wrong. Um, for where and why I'm here. I'm gonna shorten this. I think where and why I'm here. I think people get the same idea. I don't know. I don't know if people are like grammatically as sensitive as I am. Usually I wouldn't let that slide, but when you mentioned that his mental faculties comprehend. Oh, right. Yep, that would be a better word choice here. Man, we're gonna be here for a while. I wonder how much footage I'm actually gonna end up getting. It's gonna be quite a lot. I don't think people are gonna have the patience to sit through this entire thing. I better make like um timestamps in the future. Anyways, I could feel it. Would it be a proper user by endless darkness? Like a view from miles ahead was being consumed by endless. So I could feel gnawing my ability to comprehend where and why I'm here. I think I don't know how much this makes the reader assume where they're in. If you see a space that's constantly spanning with darkness, you really you envision the MC being literally oh, I can't say that word. Absolutely nowhere. Nothingness. He's gone. He's kaput, capisce. Do we wanna do you if the character is like quote unquote on the cusp of mental degradation, do you make them self-aware? I don't like if people are going into like psychotic breaks or going into a state of psychosis, I don't think they're going to be self-aware of their, the exact reasoning for their, mental degradation. I think it's a lot more devious of a thing. I think, I mean, obviously the MC isn't going like fully bat fully or completely insane, but I don't know. No, I don't think it would be something that would actively do it because I think that would be implying like if you're mentioning it, that's more of telling and not showing. Let's see. I, where and why I'm here. I also felt the gazes. Felt the gazes just beyond. No, I don't like that. Felt the gazes piercing my very soul to ice. It felt that my body, oh, I like this. My body shook with a primordial fear. No, describing something as primordial. Actually, no, I do like that as a narrative. Primordial fear. Like I could be like my very my very existence could be ravished. There we go. I'll use ravish here. Ravished without a trace. Without even a bit of evidence to prove that I was ever a person to begin with. Okay, where do you want to go from here? I don't think a man could ever truly. No, I don't think that's too absolutist. I never thought. No, I don't like that. I think the narration, it feels a bit slow. I kind of like how I described it in my notes. The abundance of nothingness emanated the realm, or emanated the feeling of myriad gazes gnawing at my soul, and sanity at such a rate that I think I have gone mad. Like, you can't tell me that that statement doesn't go so incredibly hard. Um, I kind of already mentioned, no, my at my ability to comprehend where and why I'm here. I also felt the gazes piercing my soul to ice. My body shook with primordial fear, like my very existence could be ravished without a bit of evidence to prove that I was ever a person to begin with. That's also very powerful. Ooh, this shit. Oh, this goes so hard. Oh my god. Give me my number one spot on web novel. No, I'm kidding. I'm counting. But no, this is a pretty good start. This is a lot more productive than I thought it was going to be. Let's see. See, I was a hair's length away from utter mortal peril. Yet I was helpless to do anything that might be able to distribute salvation unto me. I actually really do like that sentence. I think that's a perfect continuation. I was a hair's. Wait, this is why you write down like the really good stuff because this really helpful. Holy, I was a hair's width away from mortal peril. Yet I was helpless. Like that gives such a strong picture. Oh my goodness. That is actually so peak. I was helpless to do anything that might save. I don't know if I'd like, I think distribute salvation unto me is, while very poetic, I don't think it very much fits. Like, I think I don't mean to sound like a egotistical snob, but I don't think people in web novel would truly like enjoy it. I think that might be able to save me. I think we'll do it. I think we'll do it like that. I don't know if it's like a rise to the fall type situation where the sentence gets significantly weaker as time goes on. I do like it. I think distribute salvation unto me. Maybe I can hang on to it. I think that might give my being salvation. There you go. I think that flows a lot more comfortably, and I still think it fits the theme very well. Um, they're already sinking. Okay, I really like that. The already sinking feeling that permeated. God, my diction, dude. I don't know what it is. Sometimes I'm literally like a literary wordsmith. I don't know what it is, dude. It's some like supernatural ability I have. I can just dip into the flow state and be like, all right, that I said sinking, not sinking. That permeated oh, shut your oh wait, sorry. I got a notification. One that doesn't matter. Anywho's. Oh, where was I? Already sinking that permeated my heart, permeated my heart. Really suddenly. I think suddenly like implies a very immediate, sharp, and rough change. My heart suddenly turned into a deep dive into Arctic waters. I think it still fits with the theme of my soul being frozen in shock, not knowing what to do. Um, I think it fits very well. I don't know how long I want to go for the chapters, honestly. I haven't counted like particular words, but well, I don't know. I suppose it's a case by case basis. I think what's current word count? It's actually no, wait, we're not. We're not even close. I don't know why I'm doing word count this early. Sorry. Uh, I'll do that on another site to see the average chapter length, so I can get a better idea of when to start and end. Shit. I mean stuff. Sorry. Anyway, sorry. I'm getting off track. Deep dive into the abyss. All I could feel is a visceral feel from that thing. A a figure whose true appearance is it appearance? A figure whose true appearance was as obscured as the shadows, wherever this is manifested themselves in front of the being, the only discernible characteristic of the I'm gonna say entity. I'm gonna say entity. I think that gives a very, very, you know, very, very scary vibe. This is where I have to make some creative liberties or decisions. Do I want to make this entity like inherently malicious or no? I think that's a bit more interesting. Or being conceptually attached to something that is like, that scare the dog piss out of man. Um, I don't know. Classified as a creature, entity. Only discernible feature characteristic. When I say features, characteristic is just more generalized compared to features. Features, I think, imply. Well, no, I think both. The differentiation between the two is very, 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 very mild. Mannerisms in front of me. The only discernible characteristic of the entity was that they were garmented in a almost almost radiant cloak. The only thing that I've had the liberty to observe. What remained of its exposed parts were a black silhouette. Is that how you spell silhouette? Anyone sick? Silhouette. There we go. I'm just gonna copy and paste it because I'm a lazy bum. There you go. Silhouette. Exposed parts were made of its exposed parts were a black silhouette breaking down sense of reasoning. Well, I don't think that's particularly like what remained of its. Hmm. I said remind as well. What remain? Let's see, remained. Yeah, I like. Oh well, not like that. I just don't think. I don't think I see a better option than convert this into an item. What remained of my? Oh, sorry. What remained? Oh no, I see. The exposed parts left there. The entity. No, I want to think. I want. I think I want it to be an all-encompassing cloak. What? 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 That in which is left exposed. It is left exposed. Simply contributed to my mental collapse. What exposed simply left a black silhouette of a creature that is just human enough not to flare, the human enough to recognize, yet foreign to the point of do I want to say unknowingness? So while you don't understand that it is a somewhat human form, there's also some unknown quality that occurs to it. You can't quite put your finger on it. Foreign to the point of unknowingness. Yeah, I like that. I like that convergence or divergence. Sorry, there's a convergence, anyways. Um, I think this is gonna be a long, long, long title. If I go like literally full chat, once we get thing, once we get things starting, it'll be a lot faster, and these videos won't take as long. This is probably gonna be an hour plus of content. Is very, 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 very scary. Uh, unknowing. All this, I think I'm gonna skip. Bellowing whispers. Sleuthful. Sleuth is like someone who's means stealthy, snaky, or something like that. Sleuth. A detective or oh, it doesn't. Never mind. Skittering. Sonorous. Sonorous is like oh. Composingly deep and full, capable of producing a deep composing. Opposite of sonorous. What's the opposite? What would be the opposite of sonorous? Muffled, soft, weak, tinny, high pitched. I don't think it's shrilling. Oh, sorry. I'm looking at uh almost silently in their ears. Or not, no, we're not making the Eldridge being give ASMR less. I don't know. Um, Annoying. Let's make this. I think I want. I love the description. I love the picturesque description, but I think we'll have to end this sooner or later because I've already used up the amount of sanity maintaining words. I mean, our MC, our boys, getting close to collapse. So this isn't going to be full of chapter one. I don't think the dream sequence will be the end. Just goodness gracious, writing all this. I wouldn't say it's quite exhausting. It's not particularly like easy on the mind though, because I actually have to flex my brain muscles. Yeah, if you didn't know, my brain is a full on developmental organelle, like literally everyone else's. But no, I get this. This can be pretty exhausting work. Let's see. Black still other creatures, human archives, yeah, foreign to the point of unknowing. What happened next? Even I'm uncertain if the events truly happened, for I had lost my mind. For, yeah, I had lost my mind. Almost spelled the wrong there. The being imperceptibly dash. The being appeared its head next to my ear, the creeping, whispering, the creeping thoughts, sounds, sorrows, sonorous, the creeping, its whispers, unintelligible, my mortal ears, and then injected something into my chest. The shape and origin is as recognizable as the realm around me. Then my soul pained gravely. The shape of the origin, then my soul pained greatly, where then the events conclude. All right, I think that's a good foundation. I know I didn't really expand on the verse or what we're trying to get at, but it's quite a lot of writing. I don't think people want like a full 2 hour lecture on how exactly I'm writing a story. So, well, well, to a certain extent, I think it's very very insightful and actually very very cool in certain regards. I think we'll call it here for right now, though. I don't know if anyone's going to see this, but thank you for your time. If you do end up stumbling upon this video, and I hope to make more of these in the future. All right, bye bye.